We good? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, that's why I make it live. You know? We are live today with Andrew Kosloske right up here in the corporate office. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, sir.
All right, tell me a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this, all that good stuff, please.
Sure. Okay, so Andrew Kosloske, team leader of the Kosloske Group here at the St. Rose office here in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is my 4th year in real estate. First year was rookie of the year, did around 16 deals. Second year did around 44. Last year did 76. The team did 104.
Yep.
And this year we're kicking butt. We're trying to grow. We're trying to make some moves. We're trying to just overall increase our salesmanship, increase our time efficiency, our productivity, as well as our prospecting numbers.
So if you're an agent at another office and you want to jump on an energetic team, call this guy.
Please, we're having a great time. Right now it's the 3 of us, and we're not stopping. We're really motivated. We do it because we love it. So we'd love to have you or interview me, please.
And you started, because I know because I'm a coach, you started the COVID year, and the COVID year was a little different, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's starting to
in the basement.
starting to feel a little similar actually with how much inventory we have right now.
Right.
When I first started, I started 8/31 is when the office got my license before the pandemic. So I had 4 months of somewhat of a regular sales cycle, and then boom, that happened. And yeah, business has totally changed even for 20, 30-year veterans.
Right.
The method is still the same, but like obviously the market and everything that's being told to us in the news, rates, everything is totally different than when I first started.
Right.
And it's been and it really has been a quick 4 years in the business.
Right, and the market's you've been in the best 18 months in the history of real estate. But when you started, you developed momentum. Mm-hmm. You were dealing with a lot of people on the strip that lost their jobs. You had deals fall through.
Yeah.
Had to start over again.
Yeah.
So it's not always an easy business to break into, but if you have the tenacity and the energy and the drive, and you have to just say to yourself, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, and I think this year for a lot of realtors too, and the year that I first started when I had 5 basically just evaporate from transaction desk overnight, is that it's a mental battle. It's like we really are running a marathon, and we're in the middle of it. We're always in the middle of it, regardless of where the market is, and we just have to continue to work hard, push, stay on top of our skill, make sure we role play, and then continue to mentally have the fortitude to stay in the business and just keep pushing. Because you sold.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be hard. When it's good, it's amazing. When it's slow, it's hard. But you just have to keep pushing. You got to keep working.
I mean, it would be nice if all, if you could get 1/12 of your business every month, right?
Yeah.
But it never happens.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No.
You'll have months where you have 5, 6 closings, and you have none, then you have 12. It's crazy business.
Yeah, I love it. I wish I would have been doing it sooner.
Yeah, well, how are you, 36?
37.
37, oh my God, he's so old.
Yeah, you can't see though. I got them all trimmed down. All my grays.
Yeah, but you have a complete full set of hair.
I do. I do. Yeah.
Grays are fine. All right, yeah. I intentionally shaved mine for this look. I mean, not many people know that, but I've told you now. So, all right. So, give me some of the tidbits. Like, what do you do? Because I know that you are all about not spending a lot of money, not doing a lot of advertising. You are just all about grinding it out day in and day out. So tell me about that.
So, for me, it is the most cost effective. It's not necessarily the most time effective, but it produces.
Yeah.
And I'm a very simple person. If you know me and you've seen me around the office, sometimes I'm very energetic, sarcastic most of the times. But for me, that style of prospecting, it has worked. Everyone said that it works. So my first year I tried it, and I just stuck with it.
Yeah.
It is, I know the other day you mentioned in Success Series that like the cost of prospecting is virtually free over the phone, and I agree with you. That's what I like.
It's your time.
Yeah. This year we have started doing a lot more, which is something that I wish I would have done my first year a little bit more, but circle prospecting, which is taking every single transaction from start to close, just listed, right? Letting the neighborhood know. Just got an offer or just got the listing in a contract. Letting the entire neighborhood know. When the house closes, letting everyone know, and then continually use those as touch points throughout the entire transaction. So that way you can turn one listing or one deal into maybe another one or two or three. Either way, it gives you just opportunities, and
it also gives you confidence because it's your listing, it's your sale, and even if it's not at first, pick somebody in the office that you can use their listing to go out and just listed. I'm having an open house, just sold. Right?
And the confidence to actually door knock a community that contains one of your actual listings, your script just comes off so much more passionate because you really are trying to help the community.
And it's your listing too, so it's great. And like I always tell them, it's tough to get mad at you when you're going through their neighborhood about their neighbor.
Right.
So it gives you, because a lot of people think they go door knocking and they're going to get, beat up or
no soliciting.
Right.
It's the majority of the people that have those signs, they're super friendly and they just want to chat.
They're trying to deter you. They're checking to see if you're an actual salesperson.
And hey, pass.
Right, exactly. Knock on the door.
Pass.
Pretend it's not there.
If they don't want to talk to you, they want to answer the door.
Exactly right. And everybody, I love it when they tell me today, like what happens if I end up on the next app? What's that called when you the neighborhood watch app? What's that called?
Oh. A neighbor or next door. Or
next door, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And I go, I couldn't wait to be on next door.
Zoom in my card.
They're telling everybody that you're in the neighborhood knocking. Oh my God, that's perfect.
Please, this makes my job a lot easier.
Have you seen this man?
He's trying to sell your house.
I know, I love it. So, or the doorbell. What if the doorbell talks to you?
Oh, I mean, a lot of time when you door knock, you want to have something to give, right? With your information. We'll just let them know why we're there. A lot of the times they're just like, we're not interested, thank you. And you're like, oh, I totally understand you're not interested, but just in case you have some time later after you pick up the mail, check this out. We're in the neighborhood.
Do you look down right into the doorbell so you can see a close up of it?
Yeah, like right in there and check my nose here. No.
Oh, I'm sorry, are you talking to me?
Hi.
I love the doorbell talking. It's the best thing ever. And just so you know, okay, and I don't think I'm going to say it anyway. In real estate, in today's world, assume everybody's recording you in-house, out of the house, everything. So just be careful, be professional all the time.
Yeah.
Have fun. But
I was just going to say, you can have fun, be energetic, be professional, watch what you say, because you're right. I mean, everyone now has a Ring doorbell camera system when you're door knocking, when you're calling numbers. Sometimes they might have a digital line or VoIP that may or may not be recorded.
And all those video cameras have microphones now too.
Yeah.
So if your wife has one, no, that's a whole different story.
Right? Yeah.
All right. All right. So you're out there, you're prospecting. You love the circle prospecting part. You even call expireds sell by owners, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Tell me a little about that, because people think expireds eat their young. Is that actually true?
No. Expireds are an angry dog with no teeth. I mean, they're all bark, no bite.
Right.
They really are. They're all bark, no bite. And once you get comfortable, because I think that is the biggest learning curve. It's not knowing the scripts, because if I went back in time and I just had the script and I read top to bottom for an expired, I'd probably still pick up some listings. The skill curve for the expired is just being comfortable with calling people that are already upset because their house did not sell because their previous realtor didn't do their job.
Right.
For sale by owners are still difficult. I would say there is a little bit of, and I don't blame them. You know what I mean? Like if you wanted to try and sell your car yourself, you don't have to necessarily take it to a dealership and sell it to them. You can sell it privately. But I never understood why you wouldn't want a professional and expert advocate selling something that could potentially make you hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right. I agree.
But I don't blame them for trying.
Yeah.
So,
they're interviewing.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
That's what
they're interviewing. They just don't know that when they start.
And truly, the majority of people that reach out to for sale by owners are not interested buyers.
Right.
They are realtors. They are realtors. Because
or the buyers that don't want to get qualified,
right.
and they figure, well, if you're not paying a commission and I'm not, and then I can get a super deal in the house. So they're usually people that don't qualify for the purchase price anyway.
Yeah, and one of the objection handlers that I use too, because you also have to look at it culturally when it comes to for sale by owners. If you wanted to buy, let's just say this phone case, right? And you could go on Amazon where you could compete and see other phone cases and how they would compare, or would you go to somebody's like Craigslist listing in the middle of
or garage sale,
or you know what I mean? Like, which one would you rather? I mean, most people would just go on Amazon because of Prime, buy that, and then they're done. It's the same thing. People house shop. I mean, people will use websites, you know, web aggregates, Zillow, Redfin, all that stuff, and they're going to search there. And if your house or their house is not on there, that's why they typically don't sell.
Right. Absolutely. No, it's so true. And the key is to stay in proactive activities. All right. Keep track of your numbers so you know when you're getting better, right? I mean, it's kind of important. I mean, you're a business, you should know your numbers.
You should.
Right? But the momentum factor, like when you get into momentum and you can feel it happening and you keep feeding the fire, that's when the magic really starts to happen. Right?
I agree. Yeah, and it is so much easier to stay disciplined when you have stuff in the pipeline.
Right.
For whatever reason, it is harder to wake up and just make your calls, do your everyday revenue commitment when you have nothing in the pipeline. It doesn't feel good. It reduces your motivation. So you're left with nothing but just discipline. I have to do this to pay my bills. But I know you all can agree with me that when you do have that momentum and you do have stuff in the pipeline, it really is much easier to stay in the pipeline and to continue to meet your goals.
Yeah. Like Tony Smith, remember Tony Smith from the Mike Ferry Organization?
Yeah.
He gives the best example. He says, you ever pick up a tractor tire? Picking it up and getting it on its upright from laying down is hard, and then starting to roll it. But once you get it rolling, it's really easy to keep rolling. When it slows down, it starts to wobble. It's the same thing with prospecting. Once you get in the groove and you keep it rocking, it's so much easier. Even when you get busy, because if you get busy and you only deal with that business, eventually your pipeline runs out.
Yeah.
See, it's so tough for people to understand. And you got to go through it a couple times, and then you start the wheel over again, right? And then eventually you realize, I got to keep this going simultaneously. That's when it really gets, your business takes off.
Yeah.
I mean, going from 16 to 44 is incredible, and then going into 70-something and 104 with your team is incredible. If you didn't understand that, you wouldn't be able to do those kind of numbers.
Right.
Awesome. All right, so give them a couple tidbits. In this type of market, what's going on? Give them a couple ideas that you really find to work well.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think right now, and I push this on my team, and I've been pushing this on some of the classes that I've been able to share with downstairs in the office, is just really know your market's objections, because they do change. And they change fast. Like last year is not the same market as this year. The year before that was not the same market as last year's. And even beginning of this year, quarter one is totally different than quarter two.
So true.
So reevaluate the market's objections. And how I do that is just like 10 figures, right? 5 objections that you'll hear at today's listing appointments, and then 5 objections that you'll hear at why somebody may not want to purchase. Why that's important is because if you know the objections and the market's objections, you can handle them, and you can offer value to the situation. You can offer your expertise to the transaction. You might actually be able to pick something. If somebody says, I'm going to wait till next year when I can buy a house in the Ridges for $15 because the market's obviously going to crash, Rick.
Right. It's going down because that's what it always happens.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing that every year, and I kind of like when I first started, people were always saying that too. Oh, everyone's been saying the market's going to crash, but I've been doing this now for 4 years, literally every year. Every year, the market's going to crash.
Chicken Little, the sky is falling.
Yeah. I mean, if you could, I'd save my money too, but it's not. It hasn't. It probably won't. So you have to know those objections.
Right.
Another thing too is this year when it is slower. I mean, the market is slower. We are down year to date as far as overall transactions across the valley from last year.
That is 25% right now. I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a fact. There's no refuting that. But if your business is slower, what are you doing to get ready for when it does, because it's not going to stay like this forever.
Right.
So what are you doing to prepare for when it does get busy?
Good point.
Are you working on your database? What are you doing to make yourself more efficient? Last year, did you not take a vacation? I mean, like, because self-love is very important too. Read some books, get better at negotiating, role play a little bit more, try and figure out how you might want to try and market a little bit differently if it didn't work for you last year. If it is slow, figure out a way to improve.
Right.
And then maybe the last thing too is just continue to keep driving. Figure out and always, and this is again, when it's busy, what's your why? When it's slow, what's your why? When it's kind of like in the middle, what is your why? Why are you doing this? Why are you working as hard as you do? Right? Because I mean, we do have the potential to make good money, but why? Why do you need that? Why do you want that? And really make sure that you're rooted in that foundational discipline to just continue to work when it's good, continue to work when it's slow, continue to work when you have a bad day, continue to work when transactions and unreasonable sellers are yelling at you through email or text messages. And I think that'll help a lot of people in this market and this year.
And you work with, I know you have Becky, Mahalo, you work with those two, especially with I love the 5 objections for sellers, 5 objections for buyers, and what to say. I know you guys role play that.
Yep.
You guys also, like, if you take a really good listing and you're having open houses, you guys jump out there and door knock as a team once in a while.
Yeah. So.
Which, by the way, if you're brand new, that's really good to get yourself involved with that.
Yep. So we work really good listings all together. We work, we help with the buyers and we door knock, trying to find communities. Like, say about a month and a half ago, we had a really good buyer who was dead set on finding this specific community, and we were out there door knocking, trying to find something as a team. It just provides more opportunity for all of us. It looks good when all 3 of us are walking down the street,
Just don't wear a white shirt and a black tie.
Swag. But it does create a ton of opportunity that most people may or may not have.
Yeah.
So that's why we do it. Yeah, we love it.
It works great, especially when you do it as a team. The energy, the enthusiasm. You guys got $1 million listing doing that, didn't you?
Yeah,
about a year ago.
Yeah, Becky did. Yeah,
that's amazing.
In Boulder City.
Boulder City.
Just from door knocking. It was a door drop. He didn't even answer the door. He was home, but they door dropped. It was like he was probably watching through the door camera, and even if we ring the doorbell and nobody picks up, we know that. When you have the Ring app, it says somebody's at your front door, right. And then you click it on your phone, and then you see like the last 15 seconds of an interaction. So you just say, hey, we're excited, we're in the neighborhood, we just want to drop this off, it's under the mat. Thank you, have a great day. You walk away, and he picked it up, read it, and gave him a call.
See that? It works, it really does work.
Yep.
All right, any final thoughts? Because we're out of time. Any final thoughts you want to leave these lovely people out there in Facebook land?
No, not at all. Appreciate you guys. Keep working on your skill set. Keep grinding. If you're slow, you're frustrated, like there is light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to keep working. This is a job where, I would love to sit on a beach in a pool and not call as much and make as many contacts as I do all day and still make the money that I do, but you got to take it all. That is the business. The markets change, right. Everything changes. But we can still make money. There's still people out there making money, and I hope you do too.
Yeah, if you want to join a team and have this kind of energy and kind of training, jump in. The water's fine.
Please. Yeah, we'd love to have you.
All right, buddy. Appreciate your time. Thank you
very much.
Thank you, everybody.